If you're into Spanish guitar, you probably have seen this video in your YouTube feed. So let's figure out how to play this rumba. What is he doing here? Well, first, before we do that, we need to know what a rumba is and a couple of steps to get to what he's doing. So the chords that he's playing is what we could call the Andalusian cadence. We have an A minor chord, then a G chord, F, and then E. And to play a rumba, we need to be in 4/4 time. And what we're gonna do is try to get an accent on the and of 2. That's, you could say, the most important thing about the rumba is getting an accent there. Like 1 and 2 and 4, and 1 and 2 and. If we had to pick 2 other important accent spots, it would be on the 1 and the 4. So we have a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and. So to achieve that accent, there's a couple ways that we can do it. So I'm here on the A minor chord, and don't worry about what fingers we're using in the right hand yet, but we wanna go like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. That is one of the most common rhythms of all time in pop music, rock, whatever, but it's also consistent with the rumba. But what we want to do is hit that and of 2 a little harder. 1 and 2 and 4, and 1 and 2 and. What I'm doing, I'm going down with the thumb, up with the thumb, down with M and A, and then up with the thumb again. I'm gonna wait for a moment, and then with the index, up, down, up. Now this is something that I've talked about in other videos. This is not exactly what he's doing yet, but we're getting there with this pattern. So we're going 1 and 2 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 4. And. So that is a basic rumba, you could say, especially if you hit that accent nice and hard. 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, so there's 2 elements that we can add, and he kind of toggles between them to get the vibe and the groove of the rumba that he's doing. And what the main thing is what we can call apagado, which means to turn something off. So we're gonna do it with the right hand, and that means that we're going to kill the strings like this, but don't slap it. We're gonna talk about slapping in a minute, but we're gonna go like this. Up with the thumb, and then touch the strings, but don't press in. We don't wanna hear any kind of artifact from the turning off of the strings. We wanna go up, and then kill it, just silence it, just lightly tap your palm over all the strings so you're touching all of them, but don't press in because we don't wanna hear a sound. We're just gonna kill it, just like that. So if we do that, we're gonna go 1 and 2 and. Now if you notice right there, I don't know if you could tell, and this is the subtle part of this, it's early. It's earlier than even, I think, the and of 2. Certainly not on the 3. So we're going 1 and 2 and, do it really quick before you think you should do it. And by doing that and putting that silence there, we're really calling, paradoxically, we're calling attention to that accent by putting a silence there, which is kind of interesting. So we're down, up, like that. Another way to do it, we can relax over here if you're not able to do this. We can get instant silence by just relaxing. So let's try it with the left hand. There's still kind of a ringing out reverberation that can happen, so I'm gonna go both hands. So I touched all the strings with my right hand, got my palm on there, and I'm relaxed in the left hand, not pressing. So I'm touching all the strings, but just not pressing them in. Another thing that we can add in there that he's doing is a golpe on the first beat. That's your ring finger tap with the nail, with a downstroke with your thumb at the same time, right there. When you play a rumba or when you play anything, it's kind of boring to do the same exact thing all the way through. And in that video, he's not doing the same thing all the time. He's also creating a percussive effect here and there and toggling between those 2 things. So again, to recap, we had this 1 and 2 and kill the strings, and 4 and. The last 3 strokes of the rumba are very, very often going to be played with our index finger going up, down, up. What we can do to get a percussive effect is to slap on the 4. That's a great place to do it, and that's where the Gypsy Kings do that. So we can go like this. Let's not do the apagado, and then we're going to hit the strings on the 4th beat. 1 and 2 and 4, and slap like that. So instead of slapping this way, and that looks very much like what we were doing, right? So you can kill the strings, don't slap, don't press in, or we can actually slap. But what he's doing is he's kind of killing the strings in this snare drum kind of way. So I like to use my middle finger for that. I'm gonna go down with the middle finger and instantly, just almost instantly, kill the strings, right? And of course, at that moment, we can also relax over here for added percussiveness, or just to be sure that we are silencing the strings right there, right? So we have 1 and 2 and 4. And you don't have to play the and. Sometimes he doesn't. Very often he does though. Really slam that downstroke. don't forget there's an accent on the and of 2 that we still need to be getting. 1 and 2 and slap. Let's do one of each. We'll do the apagado and then the slap and go back and forth. A good way to practice some of these patterns is to not do anything in the left hand or just touch the string. So we get this sound. And that way you can get the groove without having to really worry about changing the chords and stuff like that. And this Rumba strum is so awesome. You can really insert it into so much music, even popular songs. Many Gypsy King songs use pretty much the same pattern. And if you like this Rumba stuff, check out what I think are the 3 best Rumba solos for guitar students. The most important thing in a Rumba is to have an accent on the and of 2, the and of a 2. In a Rumba, the and of 2, in a Rumba. Anyway.